You're all welcome to the first episode of Effective Lifestyle here on Smith Silver TV. And today we are blessed to have our brother, Mr. Rector Goodness Nimkin, to speak on a very sensitive topic, killing the silence. Killing the silence. So before we proceed, I would like Mr. Rector to briefly tell us something about himself before we continue. So Mr. Rector, you're welcome to the studio, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Just as you said, I'm Rector Business and I speak, I write, I publish, and I'm a learner. So I'm open to learning and open to rendering philanthropic activities. That's why the essence of rectorship initiative come to being.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. So, our first question for you today, it goes directly to people who are being locked up in the prison. You know, we are talking about killing the silence. So, there are a lot of people who are locked up in the prison for being innocent. Let me put it that way, for things that they know nothing about. So, what do you have to say on this, sir?
Okay, that's a quite sensitive question, but then I'm not a barrister to know something about the law. But one thing I believe is that the God in heaven is the only one that vindicates people, acquainted people. And then there's this biblical verse that says, when you say the truth will set you free. So I believe that whether they have been locked up because of certain things they did not do, a time will come where the truth will vindicate them from such pangs, from such prison, and then you discover that they will regain their freedom. But then that's why we have the court of law. And before any other thing, we have lawyers to defend such a convicted person for certain things. And then God is the ultimate. And then, in as much as they know their innocence and they couldn't prove it, a time will come when certainly their innocence will come to the bear and then they'll be vindicated. Yes.
Oh, great. Thank you for that huge answer, sir. Okay, our next question is, a lot of people are dying today. That is, a lot of people die with very precious gifts in them that they are supposed to be talking. We are trying to kill the silence. Before, at least before you die, you need to split out the kind of gifts. You need to split out your words to people for people to hear you. So we cannot stop God from taking life because at a very certain point, people die because it is God's time for them to die. So what can you say on this?
Okay, I think according to Miles Monroe, a very powerful quote that says, the most wealthy places are not the oil fields in Iraq or Iran, nor the gold mines in South Africa or the diamond mines in South America. But then when you go to the cemetery, you discover that a lot of people are there with their dreams that weren't achieved, with unpublished books, with companies that couldn't start.
Exactly.
So now when you have a little thing, don't wait until it is much before you start because little drops make an ocean. And then with the little resources you have at the particular time, you can start up something. Yes, you can learn a voice. You must not start up a big firm when you have millions of dollars in your account. But then with your 10,000 naira, you can start running something menial. Then with time, you develop and then you discover that it becomes something big, just as a mustard seed. You plant it in the ground, a very tiny and minute seed, but then when it germinates, it gives birth to a gigantic tree. So that is the essence. Now, if you want your voice to be heard, don't just wait until you have the right. There is no right time, but the right time is now. So now is the right time for you to start whatever thing you are planning on doing. That unpublished book, that song that you plan on singing, that business you plan on starting, anything you want, just start up. Yes, just pray for divine intervention and divine assistance. Then you can just kickstart. Don't wait until you have so much of money flowing in your account before you feel everything must fall into place. No, just start with the minute and the meager income you have. And I think before you realize, it becomes something big in the future.
Okay. So starting with the little you have is the best decision at a very early stage. Instead of waiting to have a lot, starting with the little you have is the best option, the best choice, and it is very comfortable. Okay, thank you, sir. So let's touch a bit of the little protest we have. that is ongoing now. It has to do with killing the silence too. Uh, it is because of bad governance in our country today that we have this protest ongoing continuously. And I think it's going to end on the 10th of this month. So I think a lot has been done by people, but still, I will ask you, what other best way do you think Nigerians would have done to provide solutions to ending this bad governance?
I think the problem with Nigeria is not just leadership, but it is leaders with the vision, leaders with ideas, ideal leaders that have the people at heart. But then when you look at the part of the people, I can't blame the leaders
Hmm.
because the people are the ones that tomorrow they become leaders. When you see that people, youths are not willing to transform themselves, youths are still keeping on to nepotistic and tribalistic and favoristic tendencies, discover that tomorrow when they become leaders, that behavior will still be in them. So there are behaviors we need to check. Let's checkmate ourselves. You understand? Let's checkmate ourselves as the populace before we plan on saying, yeah, blaming, throwing tantrums at our leaders. Tomorrow we'll be the leaders, but when you give a youth some millions of some money to distribute or something to give his fellows
themselves,
you discover that yes, they won't want to give it out. Oh, you must come and play certain level of loyalty. We've seen it happening in student union government, and we've seen it happening even in the grassroots politics. When somebody is elected as a councillor, he will feel, me, I've arrived. He begins to put on the latest designers. You understand? So with this mindset, tomorrow when he becomes a governor, he'd want to drive in the latest car, the latest Lamborghini. He want to go to Dubai. He want to go to certain places instead of doing the needful for his people. You see them because of these attributes that we've learned. So let's look inwards. Let's not continue blaming the government. We have a role to play. Yes, the people are the government. So if the people themselves are willing to be changed and transformative ambassadors, I think the government will be better because the government is not from heaven. The government is still people like us. So when we change our mindset, when we redefine our purposes on earth, I so much believe that so much suffering and struggles we are facing today in Nigeria won't be what it is. You discover that of recent, when President Tinubu came into power, he appointed youth as his ministers. But what was the outcome from them? You discover it's quite pitiable. But then youths need to checkmate themselves. Youth need to revive, yes, their attitude. They need a revival of attitude such that certain things, and it is only through education that can transform this. But when you see youth saying, last school na scam, yes, because they feel education after all it's better to make money. But no, it's better to have the education because somebody that doesn't have the education and has a lot of money, you're going to discover that there are certain changes. Like there will be discrepancy when somebody that has an education and is running a business to someone that doesn't have an education and is running a business too. You understand? So we need to look inwards. Yes, we cannot say begin to throw tantrums at Tinubu, President Tinubu, begin to say this and that, this and that. No, but then it started somewhere. That is why, as youth, we need to have a change of mindset. We need to have a mindset that will be transformative, a mindset that is not just from the verbal way of saying, yes, we need change, but deep down, we still have a lot of things that we need to change, and we're not willing to change it. So yes, protesting against bad governance is okay because yeah, actually throughout Nigeria is known for its corruption in the whole world. You understand? But then it started somewhere, and then people are beginning to emulate it. But when we choose not to emulate the bad aspects of leadership, I think Nigeria will be good and it will be better for us. But when we are obsessed with people acquiring wealth and garnering certain financial benefits just for power, you discover that it won't even make any sense at the end of the day. Yes, so youth need to checkmate themselves. Yes, they need to end bad behaviors, they need to end bad characters, such that tomorrow when they become leaders, they're already transformative. They have that mindset of doing the needful for the people. So you discover that the country will be better. Yes, at least even if it won't be better for all, but at least if majority of the people are smiling, I think it's something that is worthwhile. Okay, so that's my own take on it. In as much as protesters are causing havoc, some protesters are causing havoc,
Yes.
but I don't see that as protest. Yes, protest is supposed to be an appeal to the government,
Exactly.
like to vent out your anger, not by
Yes,
picking up
their opinion.
yes, not by picking up arms, not by picking up things and destroying. If we destroy these properties, it is still the same taxpayers' money that we use to fix these properties.
Exactly.
You understand? So, but then holding placards, visiting radio stations, and venting your anger to the government, telling them that this is it, this is that, then I think it will be better. But when you begin to break down hospitals, all these things, it is still the taxpayers' money that will be used to fix them. Yes. So protest is good, but let's know the method of protest. In as much as I know that yes, there will be hoodlums among protesters, but then we need to look for a way of fitting them out so that such protests shouldn't end with chaos and violence, as the case may be in certain places.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir, for spending so much time with us on answering questions on this very topic, killing the silence. And we hope that Nigerians that watch and will continue to watch this video will at least share it to many people who may not be able to view it so that they can know what they need to do in order to kill the silence. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So before we go, I would just like to tell you to subscribe to this page and also share this video to Nigerians and also non-Nigerians who may be outside, like Nigerians in diaspora to be specific, to watch also. Thank you very much.